Hello everyone, I hope you're doing awesome today. So for today's video, I thought I would do a walk around and talk about this America machine back here, my 2010 Corvette Grand Sport. Now I did this for my last C6 that I had, the Z51 car, and I thought let's do it for this one as well because why not? So here we are, 2010 Corvette Grand Sport C6. Now this particular one is painted in Le Mans blue. I've talked about it before. I believe it's the only Le Mans blue C6 Grand Sport out there. They didn't make it in this color. This car was special ordered that way, and I believe it's the only one in the world in that color. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure on that one. Now outside aesthetically, mostly stock. Now we have the red hash marks. This car is not a heritage package car, so it didn't have those with it. I had to put those on myself. And then the big white center strap, which goes all the way down the roof and ends right here. I don't have it over the back. I don't like having anything there. I like having the back a little more clean, so I left that the way it is. Now there's a spoiler on there. It's just a mini one. It's nothing too big, but I think it kind of offsets the car a little bit nice. It looks a little cool, gives it a little aggressive touch to it. Now inside, completely stock, nothing done to it. I wanted to upgrade the seats. I've talked about the Corvette seats in a couple other videos in the past, and I did say they weren't the worst seats in the world, but I think some racing seats would do pretty nicely in there. Now, of course, under the hood, that's what's important. Big V8, 6.2 liters, LS3. Now, of course, we're gonna have to do a startup because it's only natural to hear the sound of freedom. Now it is gonna be a cold start, but it should sound fantastic as always. Let it rip. Oh yeah. This is for George Washington. All right. Well, let's have a look under the hood. Now, as I said, 6.2 liter LS3 motor. Now, as far as modifications, I have a Cook's 1 7/8 long tube headers, no cats. We got rid of those little things. Then there's an off-road X pipe down the middle again from Texas Speed Performance, and then to finish up the exhaust, SLP Loudmouth 1, which is the louder of the two they have. So a full exhaust system. It sounds fantastic. This car had the NPP when I first bought it, and it was just too quiet. It made no sense. This car looks so cool, it looks so fast, and then it was almost silent. It sounded like an electric car. That, to me, made no sense. So, this really woke it up, as you can clearly hear. I love the sound of this motor. Now, the other Corvettes had the same setup. Now, this one is a little different because it has two extras. The one is the K&N air intake, cold air intake. Not my personal favorite of choice. I picked this up from a buddy of mine who had it on his car, and he was returning his car to stock, so I didn't pay for it. Now, normally they're quite pricey for what you get, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend them. But as it's a free part, I'm definitely not going to say no, and it adds a little bit of power. You get a little more induction noise as well, which is kind of cool. Now, to finish this car off, I also have this car dyno tuned. Now, on the dyno, it made about 405 horsepower to the wheels. Now, considering we have an automatic transmission, we're on a Mustang dyno, there's a pretty hefty drivetrain loss. We're considering maybe up to 20-25%. So this car over here, as it sits, makes nearly 500 horsepower to the crank, which is, it's a good amount. Remember, these cars aren't very heavy. They only weigh about 3,200 pounds. So the 500 horsepower is plenty. And that sounds fantastic. Now, in addition to getting dyno tuned, I also tuned the gearbox, so the gearbox shifts a little more aggressive now. That definitely made a difference as far as the shifts being so much quicker, being a lot more direct. It really woke the gearbox up. And of course the car, now it's a fantastic car. I've said this on and on how much I've praised this car. I haven't done a full review yet. That's gonna definitely come into work soon. And as far as other performance things to do, heads and cams are obviously the next logical setup. That being said, this car is plenty powerful for me. I really don't need the fastest car in the world. I just wanted something that sounds really good, and now this does. Of course, the camera would definitely help with that nice lope, which is just, the LS lope is just irresistible to me. But as far as upgrades, I don't think there's going to be so much more done to this car. I love it the way it is. It's quite powerful in my eyes. It sounds great. It's all, of course, for America. That's why we do this. That being said, of course, the power has to get to the wheels somehow. And once it gets to the wheels, it has to be transported to the ground. Michelin Pilot Super Sports, that's the way to go. I love these tires. They feel fantastic. 325s out back, so just about one of the fattest tires that you can buy in production. They grip really, really well. They ride surprisingly nice too. Before it had the Goodyear Eagle F1s, the run flats, and of course the run flats is a really stiff sidewall. These actually ride a lot better and they grip even more, so that's a win-win. I did a 0 to 60 run the other day, which will be posted hopefully soon, so you can see how that did. It was quick. It was really quick. A bit of wheel spin still, even with these great tires. Like I said, you know, over 400 horsepower to the wheels, close to 500 to the crank. That's a lot of power in such a light car. You're gonna get a little bit of wheel spin, but it does great on its own. As I said, so many fantastic things about this car. But I think that is just about the way to end it. This car, like I said, so... I'm trying to get a picture while the video because I like the Americanness of this one. Red, white, and blue, as always. Corvette C6 Grand Sport. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that like, and or if everybody for more videos of me, hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all very soon.